Hello, today is March 20th. Now is 7 and 3 p.m. Once again, here we are another week without having anything to talk about. And I realized that I needed to change that intro because it's not that I do not have anything to talk about. I do have things that I want to talk about, but it's just so hard to introduce them. I never know how to start this shit. I never know what to say. Like, how do I introduce a topic that I want to talk about? Because during the week, I think about some things, right, that I think that might be funny, that might be interesting to talk about in the podcast. And you know what? First, it's great. I have the idea, I note it down, and I leave it at that. I forget about it, and before coming here, I take a look at my notes, and I see there's some things that I could talk about, but it's not the same, right? Because whenever you try to talk about something without the whole context, it's not the same. It's not the same, right? For example, this week I was on Instagram, and I do not use Instagram that much, but sometimes I go in there to see what's going on, and I saw a reel of people on the gym. It was basically a reel about reels. I don't fucking know how to say that shit, but it was basically a funny skit about people that watch anime and go to the gym. Okay, like there's not like I don't need to give more context about that. Just it was a reel of people talking about anime. It was a joke, but it was a joke that to people that watch anime and go to the gym, right? And when I saw that, that bothered me because it annoys me that nowadays nerds are going to the gym. Like, that's the thing. I do not know if nerds are going to the gym or if people that go to the gym nowadays are watching anime, because it's cool. It's being a nerd nowadays is seen as cool, right? It's like a cultural movement to be a nerd nowadays, right? So I had this idea, this bothers me, and I could talk about this, right? I could maybe see what happens if I talk about this in the podcast, right? And I thought, well, that could be funny, that could be interesting at least. And great, I had that thought, I noted it down. I didn't write much about it because I wanted to see what would come out, here organically. That's what I'm trying to do here. So that's my plan, right? So today, before coming here, I take my notes, I read what I had written, and I saw there, talk about nerd people that go to the gym or normies that go to the gym that started watching anime, and how that bothers me. But then I'm like, okay, cool, I could talk about this, but how the fuck am I going to talk about this? Like, do I just start talking about it? Do I just fucking start rambling about it without any context? Like a fucking idiot that hates everything, like a fucking annoying ass person that complains about everything. Like, is that what I should do? Like, how do I introduce this topic, right? And that's the fucking pain of trying to record a fucking podcast. I do not know how other people do it. I really don't. Every time I come here, I do the fucking intro, stupid ass fucking intro, and I'm like, okay, yeah, really, I do not have anything to talk about. No, I have things to talk about. I just do not know how to talk about them. So if I do not know how to talk about them, maybe I shouldn't even be here doing this fucking podcast. Maybe I should keep my fucking stupid ideas inside of my head without telling them to anybody, right? But I mean, since I'm here, man, I'm going to fucking say it, okay? And since I already said what I was going to talk about anyway, let's fucking talk about this. Let's talk about nerd people that go to the gym, or people that go to the gym that try to act as a nerd to be cool, right? Because nowadays it's cool to be nerd, right? And I think that things should have been gate kept. I think that being a nerd should be shameful, and I think that going to the gym should be something that only meatheads that use steroids and have sex without condoms should do. Okay? Things shouldn't have been like, no, like, there's things that really are just for just a couple people. That's what I'm trying to say here. Because, like, nowadays, everybody watches anime, and nowadays, everybody goes to the fucking gym. And that annoys me. That annoys me a whole deal. Okay? It bothers me, man. Like, why? Like, because for a long time, watching anime was something cringe, right? It was something that only fucking weird nerds that liked Japan too much did, right? For a long time, that was the reality of things. And sorry, I lost my train of thought because somehow, like, I'm recording this in front of a building, right? Because I can't record this at home. So I get my car and I go somewhere random, somewhere that seems to be quiet. You know, I go to a quiet neighborhood. I park my car and I stay parked at that spot for like 1 hour, looking like a fucking stalker weirdo, right? And I stopped in front of this building today, and someone just came out, you know, and I get very, what's the word? I get something, okay? I get in a state of being I feel kind of weird. So now there's this woman looking at me, not actually looking at me, but I'm inside of my car, right? Speaking to a microphone, right? And that's kind of weird. You know, it's kind of weird if you come out of your building and you see someone in a car looking like a fucking weird as a stalker recording something, right? So, but I want to overcome this challenge. Okay, I see this moment as an opportunity to become to. Fuck, I'm forgetting the words today, man. I'm kind of tired. I see this as an opportunity to overcome my insecurities, right? But this woman is just standing there. She's not going anywhere. I think she's calling an Uber. So I think I'll have to keep recording this and talking to the microphone like a fucking weirdo in front of her. Okay, she's just going to keep staring at me, and this is very awkward. But this is a challenge to overcome, and I'm here to overcome my challenges. So I'm going to stay here. I'm not going to stop recording this podcast, and I'm going to try to keep my train of thoughts. Okay, never mind. Her ride just arrived, so she's going. Thank God. Bye. Have a great night. Anyway, so I just completely fucking lost it, man. I just completely fucking lost it. But anyways, okay, I was talking about things that should have been gate kept, right? So yeah, for the longest time, watching anime was something that weird people that liked Japan too much did, and going to the gym was something that weird guys that liked to party too much did to get fucking shredded, and they are basically meatheads that used steroids, right? But things have changed. Nowadays, everybody watches anime and everybody goes to the gym. And that bothers me. That bothers me because what's like, how can I be different nowadays? Okay, because when I was a teenager, when I was in middle school, that was my thing. I watched anime, and I was the weird kid that watched anime, and that was my personality, right? That was who I was. Okay, and nowadays I do not watch anime anymore. But I remember feeling ashamed of saying that I watched anime. And even nowadays, even though I do not watch anime anymore, even nowadays when I talk to one of those normie people that pretend to be nerds that like anime, because I talk to those normies, right? Like all of the time, because I like them, and maybe I am a fucking army, okay? But anyway, so like even when I am talking to an normie that's talking to me about anime, I still feel ashamed to talk about something so fucking stupid like anime. And anime is kind of stupid, okay? Because I'm sorry, but manga is superior to anime, okay? Like, manga is the real fucking art, okay? And anime sucks. But, like, even though I'm talking to someone that does not feel ashamed about it, I still feel self-conscious and I still feel ashamed about it, right? And I'm just wondering, how can you not be ashamed to talk to me about anime, man? Like, it's such a fucking weird ass thing. Like, you are 30 years old and you are telling me, you are talking to me about some anime without feeling any shame? How can you do that? So I feel kind of envious about those people, right? People that do not have the same level of self-consciousness and can do things that they want to do without thinking too much about it, right? So, but nowadays, these fucking nerds that like that type of thing are also going to the gym and they are getting shredded and they are getting hot. And I'm looking at that. I mean, or it's either that or some fucking meathead. I mean, not meathead, because nowadays not everybody that goes to the gym is a meathead. But some guy that fucking go to parties and go to the gym is now watching anime. And I'm like, no, this is completely wrong. Like, both scenarios are wrong. If you watch anime, you shouldn't be going to a fucking gym. You should be taking estrogen. Is that how it's said? I don't fucking know. But if you watch anime, you should be on fucking meds to become an anime girl. Okay? Because I know that when you started watching anime on middle school, your dream was to go to Japan and find yourself an Asian girlfriend. But that was not possible. So instead of becoming the Asian girlfriend you always wanted, you should now become one. So, if you watch anime, like, I just get... Anyways, I'm not even going to talk about it. So, if you watch anime, you shouldn't be going to the gym. You should be taking estrogen to become a fucking anime girl. Okay, because that's the next best thing you could do. Since you couldn't get an Asian girlfriend, right? That's what you should be doing. And if you go to the gym, man, like, don't you have any parties to go to fucking flex your muscles to fucking hotties that want to ride your dick? Like, you are telling me, man, that you go to the gym and on Friday nights, instead of going to some fucking club, to some fucking party, to bang chicks, you are staying home to watch Attack on Titan? Like, I don't buy that bullshit, man. I don't buy that bullshit. And if that's the case, the whole fucking thing is wrong. Okay? And I just realized, man, Everybody says that the world is fucked up nowadays, right? That a lot of bad things are happening, a lot of bad things are starting to happen, and there's a lot of bad precedents being drawn, right? And I think it's related. I think it's related. I think that nerds being cool and people that go to the gym watching anime, I think that's part of the problem, you know. I think that's what is ending with the West civilization, you know, because a lot of people talk about that shit, right? The West is falling, whatever. That's the problem, man. Like, I mean, that makes complete sense. Like, how can you say, like, I mean, it's obvious that the West is falling because the strong guys that should be working out and impregnating women, they are watching anime and they are not doing their duty. And the weak guys that watch anime, that should be feminized, that should be emasculated, that should be hidden, and that they shouldn't copulate, they are going to the gym and getting bitches, right? Doesn't it make sense? I mean, it's obvious that the West is falling. It's falling because it's completely wrong. Like, things are completely wrong nowadays, right? So, yeah, that's my rant about people that go to the gym when they shouldn't. And let me tell you, man, like, nowadays everybody goes to the gym and it's the most fucking, how can I say it? Like, there's a word that I wanted to say, but I can't remember it now. You know, it's not sad, but it's annoying. Okay, because, you know, since everybody nowadays goes to the gym, this isn't like a new standard, right? Because if everybody goes to the gym, if you are one of the few that don't go, you are just a lazy piece of shit, right? That's the reality of it. And another thing that bothers me, man, is that nowadays I see the people that I studied with in middle school, you know, in high school, I see them and all of them are leading healthy lives. You know, they are practicing sports, they go to the gym, they run. And this whole fucking thing about leading a healthy life and you know, everybody being able to lead a healthy life, it's true, but it's annoying that it exists, and it's annoying that it actually gained traction, right? Because I have now a lot of these fucking friends on Instagram that are smart, that have gone to college, that have great careers and great professions. And on top of that, somehow they find time in their day to fucking run and go to the gym and take care of their appearance. And I mean, like, how the fuck am I supposed to compete with those people? Right? Like, there was a time that for you to achieve success, you had to pick your battles. But nowadays, apparently, it's not needed anymore. Because everybody goes to the fucking gym. How the fuck does someone get rich and they still have time to go to the gym? And that's not the most important. It's how is that even fair? How is it fair that someone that gets rich, I mean, it's not like, that's the thing, I'm not talking about millionaires. I'm just talking about normal people that they are not rich, but they are successful in a way because, you know, they went to college and then they get out of college with a good career prospect. Does that make sense? And I mean, I think. By the way, I'm just joking here, okay? I just realized, man, that I'm getting too passionate about, and I'm talking about this whole ordeal with too much passion, and I feel like this is getting way too real, but not because what I'm saying is real. It's because I am unable to communicate properly. So it looks like I'm actually bothered by it, but I mean I'm not. I do not care that much. Okay, I'm just trying to make a joke here. Okay, but okay, continuing. Okay, just I mean I'm envious, but I'm not that envious. But anyways, so like what I was saying, what I was talking about. So it just annoys me, man. It annoys me. I see that those people, they have great careers ahead of their, like, those people, they finished fucking high school and they already knew what they wanted to do with their lives, which for me is already a fucking unfair thing. Okay, like, you shouldn't, like, you are 18 years old, man. You shouldn't know anything. You shouldn't know what the fuck do you want with your life. I mean, I'm sure as hell didn't know what the fuck I wanted with my life when I was 18, but these guys knew. These people knew. These guys and women too, because women are very successful nowadays. And that bothers me, but that just bothers me not because they are women, they bother me because successful people bother me. And when I'm talking about success, I'm not talking about millions. I'm just talking, having a career and knowing what you want to do with your life, and having the determination and the willpower to go after what you want to do with your life. Okay, does that make sense? I hope it does. So like how. So they knew what they wanted to do. They had the time and the resources to go after what they wanted to do with their lives. They got what they wanted. Like, their plans unfolded and they worked out. And nowadays, on top of that, they also lead health lifestyles. And I'm just like, how? How the fuck does that happen? How is it even possible? How, like, when I started working out, man, like, whenever I have to make a choice in my life, and to me, starting to work out was like a life-changing choice. Like, not because of what it brought me, but just because, like, whenever I am faced with a choice, I feel it's like the most important point in my life, and I feel that whatever the fuck I choose is going to change my life forever, and I just can't chill. Like, I can't chill. I can't make a choice. I can't start to do something without overthinking to hell and back. Like, I can't start playing a game without thinking that might end with my life. I pick a game to play and I'm thinking, what if I start playing this game and my life ends because of it? Like, I can't decide anything in a chill manner. I just want to pick something to do and be okay with it and be normal about it. But I fucking can't. I don't know. I don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about anymore. Okay, it started as a rant about people that go to the gym and watch anime, or people that watch anime and go to the gym. Either way, I don't know. And I mean, it evolved in a fucking rant about the people that I know that are successful and still find time to go to the gym. Like, how am I supposed to compete? Because I mean, I have been working out and I have seen results. However, like, to be honest with you, man, working out didn't change shit in my life, okay? Because that's another lie that everybody tells. Everybody says that working out is going to be life-changing, your life is going to change, and it does not. Okay, it does not actually fucking change. I mean, maybe if you get so hot to the point that you can become a fucking model, then yeah, maybe, but it's at least fucking 5 years of training to achieve that, you know. So, and you know, so like the only thing that I have right now is the fact that I work out and I look slightly fit, you know. You know, people when they see me, they are like, okay, oh, do you work out? And I'm like, yeah, I work out at home. And but I mean, that's the only appeal that I have. But those people that I'm competing against, that I'm actually not competing against, because I'm actually not competing against anyone, because life is not a competition, right? But the people that I, in my paranoid mind, am competing against, they are also working out, but they also have a career, they also have objectives, they also are doing something meaningful that can possibly be life changing, right? Because like, excuse me, man, if you work out and you love working out and you think that changed your mind, and sorry, and you think that changed your life, I'm sorry to say, but it didn't actually change your life, okay? And a career is much more life changing than fucking working out. Okay, working out, man, it's not like people act as if working out. I'm about to contradict myself here now. Okay, I'm just going to contradict everything I fucking said beforehand. But here it goes. People act as if working out was this fucking Herculean fucking achievement, and that you need to be so fucking responsible and so fucking disciplined to do. When in fact it's not that, like, it's really not that complicated, man. Just fucking go there 1 hour, like 1 hour, yeah, 1 hour maybe. Like 1 hour is not little, but it's also not the fucking end of the world. It's not as life changing as you may think it is. So, you know, like, you know, what the fuck am I even talking about? Like, what's my point? What am I trying to defend now? I don't even fucking know what the fuck. How did I get here? Like, you know, the more I speak, the less the less I know what the fuck do I want. Because if I'm saying that working out is not that special, then why am I even annoyed that the nerds are fucking working out? Like, I'm sorry, okay, this is what this podcast is about, okay? These fucking contradictions, and okay, and this fucking craziness that I know go through your mind too, okay? If there's anyone watching this, if you stuck 27 minutes so far watching this shit, it's probably because through your mind similar contradictions happen, okay? So if you are like me, leave a like, no, sorry, and but yeah, okay, I don't fucking know what the fuck I'm trying to say anymore, okay? I guess I just hate other people. I guess I'm just an envious piece of shit. That's what I think I am. I'm envious of people that are smart and go to the gym. I'm envious of people that are not smart, but they become smart through sheer will. And I'm envious about everybody. Okay? Because I am unable to look inside and reflect on the good things that I do have, right? I am unable. I'm a piece of shit. I'm sorry, but that's the truth, okay? If you have been listening so far, you've also got to know that not only am I contradictory, but I'm also a piece of shit, and I'm an asshole. But that's okay. That's okay. Anyways, so yeah, I guess that's enough, right? I guess I made my point here. Or I guess I didn't actually make my point. I didn't make any fucking point. Actually, now I myself don't know what the fuck the point is. But yeah, that's one of the things that I had to talk about. The other thing I had to talk about is actually that's another thing, man. Like going back to the beginning when I said that it's hard to start this podcast. There's another thing that's very difficult. That is, whenever you have an idea, whenever you think of something that might be funny or interesting, there's the context, right, that I have explained already. But there's also something inside of you that might be related to context, but it's not exactly the context. When you start thinking about an idea and you try to develop it inside of your mind, you are engaged with that idea. The thoughts and the conclusions and the ideas, they just come fluidly. They flow inside your head. It's natural. You just feel like it just feels so natural. It feels organic, when you first think of an idea. So you note it down. But if you come back to that idea hours later, you are going to be a different person already. And you are not going to feel as excited with that idea as you did beforehand. And why is that? I don't know. I would like to know. Why is that. But it sucks. It sucks because, sometimes I wake up already thinking about something. And I try to develop that idea within my head. And I try to talk about it with myself because, that's a problem of being alone, is that you just have yourself to, I have to criticize myself and I have to do all the work, and sometimes I do not criticize myself enough. And when I do criticize myself, it's just shitty criticism, like you are a piece of shit. That's what I think about myself. But anyway, so sometimes, you wake up and you are already thinking about something to talk about. You are already thinking about an idea. So you go on with your day, hours pass by, and, in the afternoon you are taking a shower, and you were like, oh yeah, this morning I thought about something so cool, I should try thinking about it again. And then you start going through that idea, you try really hard to remember what the fuck it was that you were thinking that was so cool, and then you start thinking about that, and you start realizing that idea was so fucking shit, right? And you are like, why did I even think that was good? And maybe the idea was indeed good, but it was good in that moment that you were thinking, and that the thoughts were coming organically. They were just flowing, right? Then, you have the idea in one state of mind. But when you try to develop it further, you are in another state of mind. So you are not as excited with that idea as you were beforehand. And that sucks. That's so fucking hard, man. That's I have a fucking document on Google Docs full of ideas that I have. And sorry, I'm trying to fucking burp here. I didn't drink water before coming here, and now my fucking throat is dry as fuck. But anyways, so I have a Google Doc with a lot of fucking ideas to talk about. But if I read them now, I'm going to feel like that idea is the fucking worst idea ever. And it's not funny, and it's not interesting. And because I'm like that, I want to be able to deliver the idea as I could, as I originally thought. And maybe someday, maybe during some specific time, I, under the right circumstances. And that's the fucking shitty thing about trying to introduce a topic, because sometimes you have the topic to introduce, but you are not in the right state of mind. You are not exactly interested in that idea, and that sucks. That absolutely fucking sucks. You know. So, yeah, I guess that's what I wanted to say, man. Doing this is fucking hard. Okay, this is really fucking hard. Okay, and that plus me not being fluent in English makes it even harder. And I mean, I'm not really great at communication. I never was, and I don't know if I'll ever be. But yeah, that's the struggles of someone that is trying to make a fucking podcast, okay? And okay, so I talked about some stuff already. And last week I didn't record I actually recorded a podcast, but I didn't release it because I was sick last week. I had explosive diarrhea. Okay, I had really bad diarrhea. And I would describe it in great detail for you. I would describe my diarrhea and how sick I was in great detail if I hadn't done that before. Because I was feeling sick last week. So Thursday, I record this on Thursday. But I was feeling too sick Thursday to come, and I felt bad, so I came Friday. But Friday I was still not feeling great. And I spent 30 minutes talking about my diarrhea. I spent fucking 30 minutes talking about my diarrhea last Friday. And it was like one of the worst episodes of a podcast ever. Like I don't even think you could call that a fucking podcast, because it was just that fucking bad. It was terrible, like absolutely fucking terrible. And it was so bad. So, I already talked about my diarrhea in the previous episode, but the previous episode was not uploaded because it was so bad that God himself, or herself, I don't know, but God itself didn't want me to fucking post it. And trust me, I tried. Okay, even though I was completely ashamed of the shit show that was last week's podcast, I tried. But like the weirdest errors were happening, and I'm a very superstitious man. I am very superstitious. And whenever, and whatever, everything that happens, I at least think that may be a sign. Okay, I see signs in everything, man. Like, if I see a fucking apple falling from the fucking tree, I think, okay, that might be a fucking sign. Okay? If, like, a fucking dog barks, I think, okay, maybe that be a sign. I'm that stupid, okay? But I tried. So I tried, like, uploading the fucking file, and, the weirdest fucking errors that never happened before were happening. So I was like, okay, this has to be a sign from the divine. So I'm going to take the fucking hint, and I'm going to abandon this episode, and it's never going to be published, okay? But I explained in that episode in great detail, in great nasty details, about the fucking terrible diarrhea that fell upon me last week. And when I say last week, I mean last week, like the 5 fucking days of the week. I was not feeling okay. Okay, I don't fucking know what happened, man. But the things that happened that week, the things that happened last week, man, like I had never experienced something like that before. So That's why I didn't record an episode last week. Not that it matters, because nobody fucking listens to this shit anyways. It's not like there was anybody expecting an episode last week. But I'm more talking up to me, to myself right now, because I care that there was not an episode last week. I feel bad about it. But yeah, that's what happened. So I recorded an episode last week, but it was really bad. And I'm okay with that. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm not going to upload it. Like, it sucks, but it is what it is, right? But good things came because of my diarrhea. I was sick, and actually being sick brought me some good things, because for one, everything was tasting like it either didn't have any taste or it tasted bad. It fucking made me anxious. Not anxious, what's the word? I don't fucking know, but it made me nauseous. Yeah, that's the fucking word. So everything was making me nauseous, and if it was not making me nauseous, it was just bland. So, and I was trying to smoke last week, and I realized how bad the fucking taste of the smoke was. So I quit smoking. Last week I didn't smoke at all. Now I came back to smoking. I'm smoking again. But I realized that smoking is something that is done to it. Like, you should smoke when you are happy. You shouldn't smoke to seek happiness. Okay? A cigarette is capable of giving a good moment even more flavor. A cigarette can turn a good moment into the perfect moment. But a cigarette in itself is not going to be the good moment, and it's not going to make you happy. And that's something that I had forgotten. Because when I started smoking was something that I did when I got home from work and I looked from the window of my apartment. And I was tired, but I was feeling good. I was feeling happy. So I smoked a cigarette, and it made it even better. I was listening to some songs, I was just chilling. I was looking at the sunsets from my view, and it was great. And the smoke complemented that moment. But this last, 2024, I had forgotten about it. And I started chain smoking, and it was terrible. Because, at the end of every smoke, I was like, okay, this tastes like shit. Like, why am I even doing this? And despite wondering to myself, why am I doing this? I was not capable of stopping it. Because, I don't know if I was addicted to the fucking chase of the good moment, or if I was addicted to the chemicals in the cigarettes. But I was addicted to something, maybe both. And I realized this week that I didn't smoke, that smoking, like, it's something that I do when I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling okay, I'm feeling peaceful, maybe I'm tired, but I'm happy. So I go there and I have a smoke, and it makes the moment even better, right? So that's what I have been doing. So I started smoking again. I brought a pack, and the pack lasted like 6 days. So I smoked like about 3 cigarettes a day around there, and that's a good number to me. Like, that's pretty good for me. Like, it's not, maybe 2 to 3 is the sweet spot for me, right? Because when I finish smoking, I'm feeling like I do not feel guilty about it, right? Because that's one of the worst things about addictions, is that you feel guilty about it after. You keep finding excuses to do whatever you want to do because you are addicted to it, and after you do it, you just feel guilty, and you are like, why did I do this? I shouldn't have done this, right? So whenever I smoke now, I smoke with a purpose, and I don't smoke just for smoking. If I wake up very early, this week there was a day that I woke up at like 5 a.m. Yeah, I think it was 5 a.m. And my mom just made some coffee, right? And from our apartment we could see, like, I fucking love the night, man. I fucking love the night, really. Like, the night is fucking great. I'm not someone that go out during the night, but I fucking love the peacefulness of the night. So I woke up at like 5 a.m. There was some coffee made, and the view from the apartment was looking beautiful. You could see far, and everything was quiet. And at that, like, that's a perfect moment for a cigarette, right? Drinking some coffee, smoking a cigarette. Like, that's the fucking moment that you should smoke a cigarette, because the moment's already good, you know. So you smoke to complement that moment, right? So that's what I realized, and that's how I reduced the amount that I have been smoking. Now I'm not going to stop smoking because I actually like smoking, because, like I said, it complements good times. So I'm going to keep doing it. But it was good that I got sick, because like, getting sick made me realize why I smoke, why I started smoking. It made me realize that I could stop, because I quit. Like, first I quit, and I was going to actually go longer without smoking. Sorry if this is very, very boring, okay? But I just, I kind of ran out of things to say, so I'm just trying to fucking wing it. So I was going to quit for a longer time. I would like try to stay a month without smoking. But Saturday was such a beautiful day. That in the evening I had to go grab a pack, because I had to fucking celebrate that moment. I had to. It was in me to celebrate that. So I went there and I brought a pack. It lasted almost a week, so it means I have been smoking very little daily, which is great, which is what I want. I do not want to fucking be a chain smoker. I just want to smoke when it's the right moment. So I'm grateful, because I had that fucking diarrhea last week. It sucked. It was a very rough time. Like, the things that happened to my body that week, man, I'm not going to say again, because I actually want to fucking post this episode this week. But it was terrible. But I'm grateful, because even through rough times, sometimes you can have good things, right? I guess. I don't fucking know. Anyways, 48 minutes, man. I would like to complete at least 50 minutes. Like, but I really, like, let me check my Google Docs, okay? Let me give you guys a glimpse of what I write about in the week, that I think that might be a good idea to fucking try to talk about. Let me fucking find this thing. Sorry. Let me see if it's recording. Okay, it's recording. It's still recording. Thank you. I don't fucking know. Okay, where's my fucking documents? Okay, here. Let's see what I wrote to talk about. Sorry, I'm just trying to fucking fill up this fucking last minutes, because I want to at least do 50 minutes, okay? For 48 minutes it's not that much, I want to at least fill out 50 minutes, okay? When I started doing this shit, man, I would do 1 hour of this. How? I don't fucking know. Like, I was not good at this when I started, but I at least could keep up for 1 hour. Nowadays I fucking can't even do that. Okay, I can't do that. I'm the only person that gets worser and worser the more they do something. Okay, like whenever I do something, I'm not saying that when I started this, I was good, but I kept up. But nowadays, man, I just fucking can't. I absolutely can't. Okay, let me look some stuff that I noted down to talk about. I noted talk about wanting to have a funk edit about yourself. This is a good idea. Okay, I like this one because sometimes I do catch myself watching funk edits, and whenever you start watching that shit and listening to those fucking crazy ass good ass fucking songs, you start thinking to yourself, man, I wish I was this anime character that the fucking funk edit is portraying. And I wish whenever I arrived somewhere, this song would start blasting around so people could see how much of a badass I am. That's a good idea. Maybe someday I can develop it better, okay, but not today. Another thing that I wrote down was talk about being kinda gay and emotionally unstable. This is another good one, man, because this is very relatable. And I mean, of course it's relatable because I fucking note it down. But yeah, I want to talk about being kinda gay and emotionally unstable someday. And I hope that the fucking opportunity to talk about this comes someday. Another thing that I wrote down is talk about living in bunkers. This is not a very good idea, I guess, but I could talk about this sometime. I wrote down something like this. Look, talk about the bigger the gap between the different public opinions, the harder it is for a president to efficiently please everyone. Did you understand what the fuck I just said? I don't know. But when I noted this down, I thought to myself, if nothing else goes right in my life, I can at least write a book about politics. Because ideology and politics, man, they don't have to make sense. People just, you just need to have followers. Like, politics is religion. Ideology is religion. Okay, it's like, yes, they are different things, but they mix with each other so much, and the people that follow them are so alike that they might as well just fucking call them a religion. Okay, someday maybe maybe someday when I'm talking about politics, I'm going to talk more about that topic. Okay, but I want to make it funny, not fucking boring as shit. But anyways, okay, 53 minutes. I guess that's cool. That's cool, right? Maybe 1 hour is too much, right? Some people say that working out for 1 hour is unnecessary, that the sweet spot's between 40 minutes to 50. So I'm going to end here. 53 minutes, okay? Easy to digest, okay? You can easily listen to a podcast episode, a 1 hour podcast, So I'm going to stop here. And I hope someone fucking listens to this shit this time, okay? And if you do listen to this, hope to see you here next week. I hope to be here next week. I hope that I have something to talk about next week. So hope to see you someday again. Bye. Ciao.